Okay, this is just a brief showing of our new off-the-grid system. This is a Samilux 2000 watt pure sine wave 24 volt inverter. As you can see, this wire going up here at the top, this is the power coming off the 120 volt, comes across around the corner, comes back down, and it goes into this junction box. This junction box has got a connection that runs from it up into the main panel. The main panel has got an interlock switch that makes sure that you don't have either generator power, because we have no power at this location, or the solar. So one system will never be on more than the other. Can't happen. That's what the interlock's for. The rest of those circuit breakers are for the garage. The very top one is the main power to the cabin down below. As you can see, this is our main battery bank. We've got 12 82 amp hour batteries, 2 rows of 6, and those are tied together with 2-aught cable, but they are connected to each one of the batteries are connected by bus bars instead of cables. Those are 2-aught cables, and those bus bars are capable of handling 400 amps. As you can see, there's a fuse protection for the battery bank to the inverter, which is right here. That's a Samilux 200 amp hour fuse, and it goes up and it feeds the inverter. And these are all 2-aught cables. And this is an 80 amp fuse protection. This is a circuit breaker from it's used for marine use, but it's a 80 amp circuit breaker that protects the charging circuit going to our charger. This is the main disconnect switch for the charging control. This is the charging control unit right here. Okay, this unit right here is a, what brand is this?
This one right here.
Yeah, what brand is that?
Oh, I can't remember.
Me neither. Drawing a blank here. This other smaller one is for our auxiliary circuit service solar system.
The remote.
And this is the combiner box. This combines all the solar cells.
These are DC breakers.
All DC breakers. Each one's a 20 amp breaker. As you can see, those are 20 amp breakers. They're DC breakers.
We put 2 100 watt.
And we built this combiner box ourselves. All this can be purchased online. You know, you don't need to go out and spend a whole lot of money for a combiner box when you can build your own for a little bit of nothing. And this is the raceway that goes up through the roof and into a weatherhead. And this is how we got all the power leads coming off of each one of the solar cells down into the combiner box. Then the combiner box takes all this power, puts it together, and as you see, there's a 40 amp breaker right there on the far right. That one feeds this bus bar over here. Okay, that takes all the circuits, all the solar cells are coming off of the load side of the circuit breakers, go into this bus bar, and then they come off of here and go up into this breaker, and then they come down out of this breaker and they go into this cable, and this cable feeds the charge controller. Okay. Okay, now you'll see this one single right here is a 15 amp, and this is a single solar cell that feeds the secondary system that comes along here, and this is the charge controller for it.
God dang it.
And this charge controller
Stepped in the glue.
comes over here, and there's the main disconnect, there's the fuse protection, and then it goes down and it goes into this main bank here, which is just 3 82 amp hour batteries tied in parallel. This is just a 12 volt system. The other is a 24 volt system. And this one's running basically a throwaway type inverter. And all this does is this runs a heat lamp and a fan. And this is the controls to control that. We've got a little ice cube relay here that we use to take the load off of this timer. This is a temperature controlled timer, and we control this relay, and we control that relay with temperature, and then we're using this little timer here to do time. So this heat lamp will never run for more than 15 minutes, but at the same time, if it reaches temperature, the temperature will turn it off. This is a manual override for the heat lamp, so that during the summertime we can just turn this thing off, and we've got a fan system hooked up, just a 12 volt fan system, which is up here in the ceiling. You can see this little fan just sucks air out, and then we've cut a vent in down low here to suck cold air in and hot air out. And there's our heat lamp that heats this little room. This room isn't any more than about 6 feet by 4 feet, roughly.
8 foot.
And then if we step outside here, we'll show you the solar panels. Okay.